Well, this is very, very, very late. This was supposed to have been done earlier today, but of course I've been so busy with shit that I didn't get around to doing it now. But I have to do it today, of course, since tomorrow's the Thanksgiving games and I have to get them up in time. Also, no webcam again, of course, because hurting all over from no sleep. But more importantly, it's already so late at night, it would not be good, like, light, and so you wouldn't really be able to see me, so that would not really work out. But anyways, it's now time for my week 13 picks of the 2019 NFL season. It's hard to believe we're down to our final 5 weeks, as last week, oh boy, I went 11-3. Just how I want when you have a 14-game schedule. 11-3 or better is the preferable one. Over 75 percentage in correction in my picks. That felt great. As, geez, the way it's looking right now, I got a funny feeling I might have my best season so far in terms of making picks. But hey, who knows? I could probably crap the bed the rest of the way and all, and have a terrible season of picks. As here is the playoff stands at the season today. In the AFC, it's the Patriots and Ravens with the byes, with the Steelers at the Texans, and the Bills at the Chiefs. And the NFC, it's the 49ers and Saints with the byes, with the Vikings at the Packers, and the Seahawks at the Cowboys. And my pick right now, oh boy, I can't decide who would win, but my Super Bowl pick is once again my pick from last year when I did my playoff picks. That's the Ravens and the Saints. Oh boy. So now let's get to my week 13 picks. Alright, of course, so we start off with the Thanksgiving games tomorrow, as this one, oh god, I don't know why they did this, as it's the Bears at Lions, again. I swear, just like 2 years ago, remember when they did the Vikings at the Lions in 16-17? Why the fuck are they doing this? Make it one game different each year, for God's sake, not this 2 in a row bullshit. As this is the second year in a row the Bears have played on Thanksgiving, as if the Lions lose this game, or the Vikings win on Monday night, they will be eliminated from the playoffs, as the Bears are trying to win, as they barely beat the Giants last week, as the Lions, oh my god, they blew it against the Redskins. Yikes, they badly needed Stafford back, and of course now, his backup's not playing, now the rookie's playing. Oh boy, I'm picking the Bears for this, although knowing them, they'll probably choke too. And then who would have thought this would be a big one? As it's the Bills at the Cowboys for the first time since 2011. As the Bills are finally playing on Thanksgiving for the first time since 1994. That was up there as like one of the longest streaks, droughts too. And it's finally going to end as they're trying to get their first winning season since 2017. As they beat the Broncos in a blowout, I believe. Yeah, it was 20-3 or something like that. And the Cowboys, you had it against the Patriots. Their defense shut Brady down. All they needed was their offense to be a little bit competent, and they could win that, but no. Oh my god. 4 games the Patriots had this year where they could have easily lost, but they won all of them but one because their offense they're going up against is so terrible that they can't get the good opportunity that their offense provides them. Oh, Christ. But now, of course, the Cowboys got to play another equally very good defense in the Bills. But, of course, their offense is pretty bad still and inconsistent. And that could bite them in the ass. And honestly, I actually see it's more like a draw. I can go either way, perhaps. But I'm still going to pick the Cowboys because as little as I trust them, I trust the Bills, especially their offense, even less. And then, of course, we get to our Sunday night final Thanksgiving game, which, of course, I don't know why they picked this too, as it's the Saints at the Falcons. It's literal a rematch from last year, just swapped the places. Why did they pick that? Oh, my God. As the Saints, if they win this, or the Panthers lose on Sunday, the Saints will clinch a playoff spot and win the NFC South for the 3rd year in a row. Beat the Falcons, and they got that all wrapped up. As the Falcons, of course, have been eliminated. As the Saints barely beat the Panthers, they had to pull off a comeback right there as the Panthers gave them a hell of a performance. Meanwhile, the Falcons, what the hell was that? You got destroyed at home against Winston? Mr. Turnover Prone? What the fuck was that? Oh my god. All that momentum the Falcons had those last 2 games where they destroyed the Saints and Panthers on the road, just all gone after that destruction they suffered by the Buccaneers. So honestly, I think the Saints are going to get their revenge and get this win. Alright, so now we get to our 1 p.m. games on Sunday, starting off with the Packers at the Giants for the first time since 2013, as the Packers trying to get their first win in season since 2016, and the Giants, if they lose this, or the Cowboys win on Thanksgiving, they will be eliminated from the playoffs. So they better hope the Cowboys don't win, so they still have a shot to maybe get into the playoffs, as the Packers got, wow, absolutely destroyed by the 49ers. I thought it was going to be, if anything, the other way around, because I'm starting to get the feeling that the 49ers are going to collapse at some point. But man, they really shut that up for the moment, as the Packers got walloped hard. Holy crap. That 49ers defense is still legit, as the Giants, oh Christ, I don't even remember who the fuck they played. But now they've lost 7 in a row, of course. Oh, that's right, they lost the Bears. Oh my god, 7 in a row now they've lost. Oh my god, this is their worst losing streak. God, in probably in a couple, since 2003 maybe, or something crazy like that, or 2004. They've lost so many games in a row, it's incredible. And I'm picking the Packers for this, but hey, the Packers haven't won there since 2011. They got pretty much destroyed the last 2 times they hosted the Giants, so hey, you can't underestimate the Giants either. And then it's the Eagles at the Dolphins for the first time since 2011. And for the Dolphins, if they lose this, they will be officially eliminated from the playoffs. So they definitely can't be eliminated. As the Eagles, 2 games in a row, they had the Patriots and Seahawks, but their offense completely and utterly collapsed, and they choked it. Just completely embarrassing. Meanwhile, the Dolphins got blown out by the Browns, but all of a sudden tried to make a comeback, but they couldn't hold up with them. I'm picking the Eagles for this, although knowing them, they're probably going to choke it because their offense can't get anything going. And then it's the Buccaneers at the Jaguars for the first time since 2011. As the Buccaneers, if they lose this, or the Vikings win, or tie as well, if they lose and the Vikings win, or vice versa, they will be eliminated from the playoffs again, as they have the second longest playoff drought in the league. 12 years that they've been to the playoffs. As they actually spanked the Falcons on the road. That was very impressive. Destroyed all the Falcons' momentum. Meanwhile, the Jaguars, oh my god, nothing's been right for them after that London game. 3 losses in a row, and they've all been blowouts pretty much. They need to put Minshew back in. I'm sorry, Foles is not the answer. They need to put Minshew back in to see if he could be the future, because this is just terrible how they're playing right now. And Doug Marrone, you better get your shit fixed, or you're going to be gone at the end of the year. Now, of course, I'd normally probably pick the Jaguars, because I don't really trust the Buccaneers, especially since Jameis Winston's a turnover pro machine. But hey, the Buccaneers, at least they've gone, I think they've won they've been 2-1 these last 3 weeks compared to the Jaguars, who are 0-3 or being blown out. So in an upset, maybe, I'm picking the Buccaneers for this. Watch they don't show up and make me look like an idiot. And then it's a big one in the AFC South, as the Titans are at the Colts, and whoever wins this will have the second seed in the playoffs, and depending on what happens, they can still get back into the wild card race. As the Titans, they destroyed the Jaguars. Hey, what were they, like 2-4 some time ago? And now they've gone 4-1 since. Man, Ryan Tannehill, although I'm not fully sold that he's the long-term starter, he's turned his team around from where Mariota left off, as they are back to a win record once again. Meanwhile, the Colts, they suffered a close, hard-fought loss to the Texans last week. And, of course, not only is Marlon Mack gone for who knows how long, now Eric Ebron is gone for the year. Ouch, that offense has got so many injuries. That really stings. And honestly, I'm not sure who would win this. Yeah, the Colts are struggling right now, but the Titans are inconsistent too, guys. Remember that. We all know how inconsistent they are. And the Titans, how long has been... Oh, sorry, I think it was 2017 they last beat the Colts. But other than that, they've been dominated for like this entire decade pretty much. Even if the Colts are battered and bruised, they can still win this. I mean, we've seen how well they still played throughout the season, having close games and all. So I'm going to pick the Colts still for this, but don't underestimate the Titans this one. The Colts are struggling right now, and this could be an opportunity for the Titans to strike. And then it's the Jets at the Bengals for the first time since 2013, as the Bengals try to avoid 0-12 for the first time ever, as they're on the road to go 0-16 and get that number 1 overall pick perhaps. As the Jets, man, they've looked really good. They destroyed the Raiders last week. Now they've matched their win total from last year, and they're looking really good right now. The only problem is 4-7, that's not going to be easy to make the comeback, even if they're only 2 games back. That's still far away from getting into the playoffs, perhaps. Meanwhile, the Bengals, still, they had the Steelers. They had them, but they choked it, of course. Why am I not surprised? The Bengals always choking when they host the Steelers. Oh, boy. Now, of course, I'm picking the Jets for this, but do not, and I repeat, do not underestimate the Bengals. We all know at this time of year when teams get this far without a win, they become desperate, and they fight hard to try and void 0-16. So do not underestimate the Bengals for any of the last 5 opponents for them coming up. They will try and beat your ass. So I won't be surprised at all if the Bengals actually get this and get their first win here, but I'm still going to pick the Jets. And then it's the Redskins at the Panthers for the first time since 2015, as the Redskins got that needed win against the Lions. And of course, they at 2-9, they are still in the playoffs as long as they win and the Cowboys don't win. They'll be in the playoffs still, but if they lose or the Cowboys win, they will be eliminated from the playoffs. But they can still win the division at 7-9. Same goes for the Giants as long as they win out and the Cowboys lose out. Same goes for the Eagles too, to be safe. And meanwhile, the Panthers, oh, they played a hard-fought game against the Saints, but just couldn't hold on in the end. As, man, they're 5-6. Now they're starting to get possibility of being eliminated. Although I'm not. Oh, actually, yeah, I found out too. That's right, because Jake gave me the idea to look it up. If the Panthers lose this and the Vikings win, they will be eliminated from the playoffs too. And of course, they would be eliminated from clinching the NFC South if the Saints win on Thanksgiving too. So yeah, Panthers desperately need to get this win if they want to have any shot at staying in the playoffs. And I'm going to pick the Panthers for this. And then, oh my god, I still have no idea why they didn't put this on Sunday night. They should have, as it's a huge outer conference matchup, as the 49ers are at the Ravens for the first time since 2011. Maybe this could be a possible Super Bowl preview. How funny, since they played in the Super Bowl 7 years ago, and the 49ers' first appearance since that Super Bowl in Baltimore. As the 49ers, if they win and the Rams lose, they will be in the playoffs for the first time since 2013, ending the 4th longest drought in the league. As they destroyed the Packers. Wow. Like, I remember I said when they first lost to the Seahawks, and then when they struggled to beat the Cardinals, like, keep an eye out, guys. They're going to start collapsing. But that big win against the Packers really shut up any of that moment for right now. But, of course, I'm still worried about them collapsing because that schedule is still not going to be easy the rest of the way throughout the year. So don't fully trust that they're going to go all the way just yet. Meanwhile, the Ravens absolutely destroyed the Rams on Monday night, and Lamar put up 5 touchdowns. Incredible. He played so well that finally my father admitted he was good, because he still would never admit it at all till Monday night. So impressive. And as I said on my server, the Ravens are the best team in the AFC. Fight me. It's not debatable. Now, of course, they still need to get that number 1 seed to secure them a possible 3rd Super Bowl run. This game is going to be interesting to see. Could the Ravens and Lamar destroy another high-ranked powerhouse defense like they've done all year so far? We'll see. And I'm picking the Ravens right now. And we'll see if the 49ers can shut the Ravens down. And then it's the Browns at the Steelers, as this is a big game for both, as whoever wins this will have the 2nd seed in the playoffs. And we'll see how they play in their rematch from Thursday night when that fight happened. As the Browns destroyed the Dolphins. Now, all of a sudden, the Browns are starting to make a turnaround. They've won 3 in a row now, and pretty damn good performances, to say the least. Now, let's see if they can catch up, as they're still 1 game back. But hey, if they win this, and actually, no, they wouldn't get into the playoffs yet, because it doesn't matter if the Titans lost or tied. Colts would still have the lead, or the Raiders, or whoever. They still wouldn't be in the playoffs yet, but they need this win to get back into the mix. Meanwhile, the Steelers barely beat the Bengals last week, as Mason Rudolph is now being benched. I can't remember the guy's the 3rd stringer's in his name, but he's in now. Oh my god, the Steelers. But like I said, you cannot underestimate the Steelers, no matter how bad and injured they are. Dude, if the season ended today, the Steelers would be in the playoffs. That's how much the Steelers are still fighting, even though they're struggling. Now, I would probably pick the Steelers for this. They haven't got. When was the last time they lost to the Browns at home? God, I think it was 2003 or something like that. That's how long it might have been since they last lost. It's been a long time. But I'm actually going to pick the Browns in a really big, bold prediction here. As the Steelers are struggling, the Browns are on a roll right now. Let's see if the Browns can do it, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers don't choke, and the Browns probably would choke and get the win. And then we get to our 4 p.m. games, starting with the Rams at the Cardinals. If the Cardinals lose or the Vikings win, they will be eliminated from the playoffs, as they're trying to avoid a second straight losing season. Meanwhile, the Rams got their asses kicked on Monday night. I thought it was going to be tough, but I didn't think they were going to get fucking blown out. Jesus Christ, the Rams were absolutely destroyed. Holy crap, that was unexpected. And of course, the Cardinals were on their bye last week as they had a hard-fought game against the 49ers on the road. They had them, but they choked in the end and just couldn't hold on. I'm actually going to pick the Cardinals for this one in upsets, believe it or not. Oh my god, the Rams have beaten the Cardinals like 4 straight times now, or 5 straight times, or whatever it's been. So, the Cardinals trying to end that streak, and I think they can do it as the Rams are just in complete and utter free-for-alls. This Super Bowl hangover is really starting to kick in. And then it's the Chargers at the Broncos, as the Broncos, if they lose this and the Colts win or the Raiders win, they will be eliminated from the playoffs for, God, the 5th year in a row now. I'm pretty sure that will be the case, although the Chargers would still be okay even if they lose. As the Chargers, oh my god, oh, that's right, they're off their bye as they, oh my god, what is wrong with Phillip Rivers? Is he getting old now? Is it time to retire or something? He's thrown 7 interceptions in the last 2 games. He single-handedly choked at the Chargers too. They could have been 6-5 and they're 4-7 because of him right now. Oh my god, something's really wrong with him. It's terrible. As the Broncos got destroyed by the Bills on the road. As, oh my god, this is a do-or-die game for both teams. And whoever wins this will have the 3rd seed in the AFC West, as the Broncos already beat the Chargers. So if they beat the Chargers again, sweep them, they'll move up to this 3rd seed. I'm actually going to pick the Broncos for this one. They beat the Chargers already, and the Chargers just in complete free-for-all, and Phillip Rivers just cannot stop throwing those turnovers. But watch, the Chargers actually will show up and get revenge and win it. And then it's a big AFC AFC West matchup that had to be flexed into 4 p.m. as the Raiders are at the Chiefs, and whoever wins this will have the lead in the AFC West. So this is crucial for both of them, but unfortunately for the Raiders, they got humiliated and destroyed last week by the Jets, and now they got to come into town to face the Chiefs. That's not going to be easy. How long has it been since they won an Arrowhead? Freaking 2011, I believe it was. No, 2012, I believe it was, or something like that. It's been a long time since they won there. Meanwhile, the Chiefs down in Mexico City beat the Chargers barely, although honestly, the Chargers probably should have won that, although because they choked it. This is going to be a definite tough challenge for the Raiders. I'm picking the Chiefs for this one, but I guess also don't underestimate the Raiders. I mean, God, you struggled this year, and 3 of your losses were at home, so yeah, I wouldn't quite underestimate the Raiders just yet. And then we get to our Sunday nighter. Big one, but not as big in my eyes as 49ers at Ravens, as it's the Patriots at the Texans for the first time since 2015. How funny, too. That was Sunday night as well, although that was flexed in. As the Patriots, if they win, and I think every 6-5 team had to lose in some regard, or maybe if only the Steelers win, they will be in the playoffs for like the 11th year in a row now. So yeah, a lot on the line there, as, yeah, they beat the Cowboys, but honestly, come on, the Cowboys did outplay them. It's just their offense choked them. They shut down Brady hard that game and made him look pedestrian again, just like the Eagles did last week. But of course, since the Cowboys and Eagles can't get a competent offense to get at least 1 touchdown, they can't get the win. Now, the Texans, on the other hand, held on to beat the Colts, although I'm sure they're going to be struggling still because after that smackdown the Ravens gave them, we'll see how they play. But here we go. Here's a team like the Ravens that maybe they can actually not only shut down Brady, but maybe, just maybe, Watson could get the touchdown needed for them to get the win. And I'm going to pick the Texans for this because remember, they visited the Patriots, God, like the last 3 years, and the last 2 games were really close, including that 2017 game where the Patriots had to pull off that comeback, remember. And that was oh, that's right, Watson was playing. So Watson's played pretty good against the Patriots on the road, but now they're hosting them. Let's see if they can do it this time. I'm picking the Texans for this. And then it's Monday night, a huge one with implications all over the place, as it's the Vikings at the Seahawks for the second year in a row. Of course, remember last year's game was Monday night. Hopefully for them, there won't be the Seahawks defensive blowout was last time. Oh my God, the Vikings offense was so bad last game, as there are so many implications for this. If the Vikings win and the Packers lose, the Vikings take the lead in the AFC North. If the Seahawks win and the 49ers lose, they take the lead in the NFC West and actually would have first round bye and home field advantage if the Saints lost. So a lot on the line right there. But even if they both, even if one of them won, even if the Seahawks won and got to 10-2, they still would not get into the playoffs. But anyways, the Vikings off their bye when they made that comeback against the Broncos. Oh my God, we were down like 20-3 or 20-0 at one point, and then they made that incredible comeback to get the win. That was absolutely incredible. Meanwhile, the Seahawks struggled, but they beat the Eagles, and honestly, I still think the Eagles probably should have won that if it wasn't for the Eagles' offense being so bad as it was. And of course, remember, this is a rematch from last year's Monday night, around the same time too last year. I think it was week 14, I believe it was, though. So 1 week short of 1 year later. This game, of course, is very big, as not only could one of these two take their lead in the division and possibly get first round bye, whereas Seahawks, they have home field advantage if everything goes their way this week. But if they can't get the division this week, this game will be a major factor of which one of these wildcard teams will have the 5th seed and the 6th seed. So this is going to be really crucial for both of them. I'm still going to pick the Seahawks like I did last year. We'll see if the Vikings actually could show up this year, unlike last year. So those are my picks. I cannot wait for the Thanksgiving days tomorrow with some Popeye's chicken. Can't wait to see how Bears at Lions, Bills at Cowboys, and Saints at Falcons do, along with all the other games, especially 49ers at Ravens. Oh boy, that's going to be awesome. So see you guys next time for my Week 14 picks, which I believe should be on Thursday. But remember, those last couple weeks, I'm going to have to do them on different days due to the different dates that games are going to be on. But see you guys next time.